Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer announcing today his retirement will be effective tomorrow at noon Eastern. It sets up some expectations that the court will issue its final rulings for the term tomorrow, including one that could severely limit the power of the Environmental Protection Agency. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey joins us now live in Washington, D.C. Tom, how can this ruling rein in the agency's powers?
Yeah, Aaron, this is going to be a really interesting case to watch tomorrow, and it all revolves around whether or not the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, has the authority to force power plants to cut down on pollution. In this case, we're talking about carbon emissions. This case is filed under West Virginia versus EPA. If the Supreme Court hands the EPA a loss, it really puts the Biden administration's efforts to fight climate change. It takes away a really significant tool they can use. For example, later this summer, the Biden administration was promising new power plant regulations. And again, a loss in this case would kind of jeopardize that, putting that into action. So earlier today, we were actually listening in on a conference happening in Aspen when a White House climate advisor, I should say, said that regardless of the Supreme Court outcome possibly coming down later tomorrow, the administration will still be committed to cutting down on pollution. Take a listen.
It's really important that people understand that we've set very solid goals. We're making significant progress on the transition to clean energy, and that is not going to live and die by the Supreme Court's decision tomorrow. And so we just need to double down. We need to look at the opportunities that we have available to us.
And Aaron, important to note, companies like Apple, Amazon, and Google have come out in support of the EPA, saying regulation is needed to combat some of the worst impacts of climate change.
Tom, do we have any indication of how the justices will vote?
Yeah, well, the oral hearings were earlier this year, and Aaron, the justices really gave no indication of kind of what side they were kind of favoring in all this. But if you're a Democrat watching this case, perhaps a Democrat really looking for, environmental action on climate change, you might be a little worried, especially after seeing the ruling come down with Roe v. Wade recently, as well as the ruling on school prayer coming down in favor of some of the more conservative followers. Aaron?
Tom Dempsey reporting for us. Tom, thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.